Let's call the January 8th, 2024 Triton School Board meeting in order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Any visitors or?
Nope, I did not have any requests.
Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
A second.
Motion from Dwayne, second from
Brian can have it.
Brian. Okay. Any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Cobra Pride.
Yeah, I'd like to recognize, we had 38 students from BPA last week. 35 of the 38 have qualified to go to state. Just again, another record-breaking year for BPA. I just took this information from Ms. Goosens and just wanted to share that with you guys. It's just it's remarkable what they continue to do. So I wanted to recognize them. The other group that I wanted to recognize, we had a group of 8th grade students that took first place in their academic triathlon this last month. So I just wanted to recognize those 4 8th grade students as well. Really neat to see the students doing well. And I know Mr. Anderson, who's running the show there, is doing a great job with our students in the academic triathlon.
Thank you. Okay, this is a reorganizational meeting. I guess, election of officers, entertain a motion for chair.
I nominate Wendy Kimberly. Second.
Any other nominations for chair? Any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, we can entertain a unanimous ballot for Wendy Kenworthy as chair. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Oh.
Switcheroo.
Don't forget your name. So I know who you are.
I know, the mystery. So we'll open up for nominations for vice chair.
I'll nominate Rebecca.
Second.
Any other nominations for vice chair? I have to do that 3 times.
Yep.
Any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to cast a unanimous ballot for Rebecca Knudsen as vice chair.
So move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Guess I don't probably need to do all those in favor for the vice, for unanimous or do. Open up for nominations for clerk position. I nominate Lloyd.
Second.
Any other nominations for clerk? Any other nominations for clerk? Any other nominations for clerk position? Hearing none, I'd entertain a nomination for a unanimous ballot.
So
So, We have to vote?
I don't think.
I don't
think
think
we
it's
have to
like
as
by
when it's
acclamation.
unanimous.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's like by acclamation.
Okay, moving on to treasurer position. Is there a nomination for treasurer?
I nominate Dale. Or excuse me, Jim.
Nomination for Jim Jensen?
Yeah.
Okay,
I nominate Dewey.
No.
I wanna be
I
treasurer.
second Jim.
Okay.
Need a second
Okay.
nomination.
Any other nominations for treasurer? Any other nominations for treasurer? Hearing none, I take a motion for a unanimous ballot for treasurer as Jim Jensen.
So move.
All right, all right, moving on to appointment to committees and name representatives. We all have a copy of the committee breakdown right now. Are there any committees that anyone wants to be on? That they aren't currently? Did you hear anything? Dale?
Um. All the contracts have been taken care of.
Right, so they're not.
Well, I take that back. There's one contract we'll have next year. That's Dave's. He's the only one on an odd year. Or even year, rather. But the rest of them are done for 2 years, so.
So extracurricular. Dewey, Rebecca, Dale, and I'm listed as our alternate. Is there anyone else who'd like to be on the extracurricular committee?
I can be on anything. I just might have to go away maybe for like the first couple months of this year, but then I expect the workload in Rochester and the surrounding areas to really boom. But as far as like my involvement, I can be on, I think, pretty much anything if, and nobody wants to do it or whatnot.
Okay, so. Is anybody looking to move off of extracurricular? You're all okay being on there?
You fine with that?
I'm fine with this reading everything the same.
Okay. Facilities and grounds, right now, Jim, me, Dale, and Brian, you're an alternate. If you wanna be on that committee, I'm happy to let you take my spot.
Okay.
Is there somebody else who would like to be an alternate on that? Facilities and grounds? Otherwise, I can move to the alternate also. It's fine with me.
That's Dave's, right? That one?
That is, yeah, we've met specifically about like facility usage contracts and things like that, but that's kind of the biggest.
If you want one, yeah, I can be on that one.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Dewey is alternate on facilities and grounds. Okay. Budget and finance is the board. Meet and confer is Dwayne, myself, and Dale. Which that one does not meet very often, does it?
I don't think we.
I don't know that I've met.
If there was a contract dispute, then we would need to meet, but we haven't.
Yeah, I think we can just keep that one.
Negotiations. is everybody okay staying with where they're at since it's not a big negotiation year? Okay. Policy is the board. Systems Accountability Committee, Brian, Dale, and Rebecca. Brian and Rebecca, you're
Yeah, I'm
the only
fine.
ones here.
We haven't met.
Okay,
And I did talk to Lloyd about that today. We're gonna try and do that in the summer.
okay,
So to kind of get back on that rotation, we'd like to kind of use the redefining ready report cards kind of as kind of a groundwork for that as well. Kind of put it all together. That makes sense.
community education is Rebecca, you're good staying there? Okay. I'm continuing education, which there's not much to do with that, but if anybody else would rather be on there, I'm okay with that. Insurance HRA is Brian. Are you still okay with that, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Legislative liaison, MSBA, MREA, Jim? Are you still good there? Okay. You did not hear anything from Dale whether so,
He was fine with whatever.
okay, he's Minnesota State High School League. Safety for Dewey,
Sure.
you okay there? And then, Jim on Southeast Service Cooperative and Technology, are both of those okay with you?
Yeah.
And Zumbro Ed District, Lloyd, do you wanna keep that?
Sure, if it's okay.
Yeah. And then Jim is an alternate, you wanna stay alternate on that, Jim? Okay.
Cool.
All right. Item 7, approve consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I so
Second.
Motion by Rebecca, second by Dwayne. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign? Motion carries. Moving on to new business. 8.1, discuss approved Triton school calendar for 2024-25 school year.
So a little bit of an explanation, because this is probably going to need to be approved again. The state was supposed to come out with their approved vendors for the READ Act. And once they do that, we can schedule dates for training throughout the year. With that not being approved yet, we really don't know when we can get those dates. So in this, I talked to union about it too, and I said what I would like to do is meet with the union once we know what those dates are. The biggest change that I'm going to propose is that our late starts would be later starts. In other words, we would start more like 11 o'clock, because with the READ Act, we need a full 2 hours for training with all of the teachers that are going to need that. So basically, the majority of the elementary staff are going to need to be trained in that, and we need to find time to do it. So the late starts will work for that. It's just that I think we're going to need more than 2 hours in order to accomplish that. So the way the calendar's laid out, you know, the other thing I talked with the union president about is, since we've gone to the 5 district days at the beginning of the school year, there's not a lot of variation in the calendar. So it's not like it used to be where you had to wonder where you're going to put those days with trimesters, semesters. We're all on semesters, so it works pretty good. The way we've got it laid out. The biggest thing that I've noted is that next year our holiday break would be a full 2 weeks, rather than trying to chunk in 2 days of a week when kids are coming back from break. So like that full week, because we know that we're not going to have school the 23rd when we know that the Christmas Eve is the 24th. And then in order to fit in the holidays, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to try to bring kids back for the 2nd and the 3rd. So just take those full 2 weeks. Currently, I've left the graduation date for the Friday, so that would be June 6th. Board meetings basically have followed the pattern that we've used in the past. So not a lot of big changes, but I did want to kind of get a preliminary approval. So we're all on the same page, and then we can go back and meet with the union, and then when we find out who is we know who the companies are most likely going to be, but they will not schedule any dates with us until they're approved.
And staff saw this already or something, or not really?
Yeah, they've seen the calendar. But I did tell them that I like to get their input, so. But before I get their input, I want to get the dates that we can actually train, because the one thing that could really change for us. Let's say that the trainings are only available on Wednesdays because everyone in the state's trying to do a Monday.
Yeah.
Then I would look to do our later starts on Wednesdays versus Mondays.
Yeah.
So it really depends on when we can get those dates, but the big thing to note. That any of the training that we do, the guideline is it has to be at least 2 weeks apart, but not more than 5 weeks apart. So it really does put you in a once a month type structure to hold these trainings for our staff, and they need to take place throughout the year. So, you know, I know there's some schools that are actually looking at asking the state to start early and then putting full days off for staff, but I think since we've been using this and it's been working well, I'd like to stick with kind of the way we've been doing it and just adjust it as needed. So probably next month, you're gonna see this again, but I did want to get preliminary, approve it, but then we'll approve it again when we have the solid dates. But I know one thing that people like is kind of a main structure, because there are people that have to ask for days off a year in advance, that type of thing. So the sooner we can get the base of this approved, the better, and then we can approve it again when we know finalized dates.
Would it start right away at the beginning of the school year then?
Yes,
I'll move to approve Brighton school calendar for 2024.
Motion by Jim, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion? I actually did have a question on this.
Mhm.
I noticed graduation is after the last day of school.
Mhm.
And one of the things that we did when we changed graduation this year, there was a benefit, at least from the band director's perspective, of having graduation before the end of the school.
correct.
So I didn't know if that was something that was taken into account or not, and
That's a good point, and I did talk to Luke about it, and that is something that we may adjust as well.
okay, that was my only question on it.
Yes,
So, motion by Jim, second by Dwayne. Oh, Rebecca, sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Same sign? Okay, motion passes. 8.2, student council report.
So right now, we're actually not doing a whole lot. We're just getting ready for the food drive coming up and then, snow week. So we're just getting ready for that. And that's basically it, not doing a whole lot.
What, do you know when Snow Week's gonna be?
It's like, I think it's like February 8th through the 14th, maybe. Around there, yeah, I think so, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. 8.3, Zed report.
We did approve the joint powers. And we also did have the audit report. The fund balance is lower than the year before, but it's still within their percent that they want to maintain. They try and maintain a 15% fund balance. It was all done on a PowerPoint. We're supposed to be getting the PDF form here sometime, but so that, yeah, you will be able to see that. Because I don't think Craig's got anything on it.
no, we actually meet this week, I believe.
Oh, okay. We won't meet till 2 weeks here. Cause yeah, MSBA is this week. So they don't want to conflict with that. Anyway, I guess that's about it.
So how's the thing with the graduation?
We haven't talked, as a board, we haven't talked about it anymore.
We met again, and I'm waiting for them to give us a proposal.
Them is that Zed?
Zed, it's, tell us what you want to do, and then we can say yes or no, because right now it's been very, what do you think? And I think a lot of people have opinions, but it's, let's get down to
On
what,
paper.
what specifically is it you're asking? So just waiting for that.
Yeah, I have no idea if they intend to try and get it in this year yet. I
I-
can't imagine.
And I don't know how they can. And the other thing that we talked about, because this was an issue for a school in Zed, was early graduation. If they start doing early graduations, you're gonna have students that wanna go to Zed so they can be done a semester early.
Yeah.
And they said that that would not continue. That they'd fix that, so. But that did happen to one of our said school districts where a number of students wanted to go to the ALC so they could get done a semester early because their friends were. Kind of thing, so,
It is good that you got to join always.
yeah.
PD report.
Good evening, everybody. Just a couple things we got going on with busy month in June. Our one act play is kicking off. So they've got community performances or community performance on the 23rd. And then they we're hosting the subsection meet here that following Saturday on the 27th of January. That 27th will be a busy day, as we'll have a basketball doubleheader where both our boys and girls teams will play St. Charles here. So our C squad, JV and varsity teams will all play. I think we're starting at noon on that day, so it'll be fun. We're kind of wrapping it up with our Hall of Fame induction with it as well. I just got a couple pictures around here. Oh, we go back quick.
Yep.
We're all good. Just from the BPA event that they had, our hockey team, and then our basketball teams as well. It's been fun to watch this winter. We've been competitive with a bunch of close games, and our teams are doing quite well with it too. And so it's just kind of fun to be able to see our students be able to work both with the athletics that we have going on as well as our clubs as well. So we can hit the next slide. So I once again have just the BPA breakdown that Craig shared at the beginning. I think that, it just is once again, me wanting to make sure that we recognize Miss Goosens and Miss Kleinwert for, all of their hard work. I had the privilege of being able to go and stop by their regional competition for about 20 minutes. And it's fun to see our kids be able to be confident in that and just see when, you're in a competition that has a couple hundred kids and we have close to 40 of them. It's fun to see Triton be well represented in a big event with some big schools like that as well. So just kudos to them for having a great regional competition as well. The last thing that I wanted to touch base on then is just our Hall of Fame inductees. And so in the 24 inductees will be Bill Thiemann, Al Thiemann, Leanne Pearson or Leanne Snow, George Endorse Gilman, Jeff Pitzenberger, Doug Miller, Jay Schmall, Bruce Huber, and then the 2008 and 2009 Triton boys basketball team. So we've got a full house. Once again, we'll recognize all of them starting at 7 p.m. on January 27th. We'll recognize them at halftime of the boys basketball game, and then we'll have the big induction ceremony to follow. So it's always fun. It's been an enjoyable experience for me the past 2 years with the Hall of Fame induction, just to be able to kind of get a little bit more of that culture and a little bit more of that background with Triton, and fun for our current students to be able to kind of be there and listen to some people who have been successful in the athletic realm that have gone before them as well. So that's all I have tonight. Any questions? Awesome. Thank you very much.
8.5 principals report.
Mr. Luderman is here at school, but he has senior night along with financial aid information across the hall, so that's why he's not joining us for the board report. As we jump back into school at the high school level, they had a couple big busy day last week on Friday. with a Discover Healthcare event that took place before the Dodge County Internship Fair at Casson Manorville. So that was in the morning. They went to a healthcare event, exploring different options for healthcare professions. And in the afternoon, they found their way over at Casson Manorville for a county internship fair. Next week marks the end of our semester for all three of our buildings. We're all on the same schedule. So the 18th of January is the official last day. The 19th is a work day for our staff to get grades inputted. That following week would have our report cards being mailed out. Ms. Johnson, you want to take the next couple?
Yeah, so of course, springtime is always testing time, but there's work to do before that. And we have the ACT and the pre-ACT, ASVAB, all that great stuff that we're beginning to plan and prep for. As well as the prep courses, which I remember last month, we talked about that as well.
And we did end up with a record number of kids registered for that prep course, so that was nice to see.
Awesome. Yep, Access, MCAs, MTAS, again, just all things that we're planning for that will be upcoming. And Wolfridge, that's here, right? Yep,
Friday.
Yep, they're leaving
So we'll probably have
Friday.
weather.
Mrs. Swanson, anything else we want to add on Wolf Ridge?
No, it's gonna be the first full weekend of the year, so I'm excited.
Always something always to look forward to for sure. Calendar reminders, just, we had Flex Fridays on the calendars, but, middle and high school, we decided we're not gonna do the Flex Fridays, in January. So schedule will remain the same, and then we'll do that, later in the year though as well. And I just wanted to give a shout out for, middle school, a few things. I know you talked about our academic triathlon team. We have the spelling bee this week, so a lot of students are gearing up for that and excited for that. That's on Thursday. And Math Masters, I just wanted to mention that Mrs. Lang is going to be the advisor for that in 6th grade and also for 5th grade too. When I was talking to her last week, she's super excited. We had over 15 students in 6th grade that are really excited to be a part of this, and that was way more than what she was anticipating. So, yeah, something to look forward to.
One late addition to it, I just want to make the board aware tomorrow is a statewide initiative to have local representatives in the schools as a principal for the day. Representative Quam will meet me at 7:55 tomorrow morning, and I'll give him a tour. He gets to shadow me around. Hopefully he gets to see some of the happenings at Triton Elementary School, and he'll meet with Mr. Schlicht and myself and Tricia and Luke as well. So tomorrow's principal for the day for our local representative, Quam. Any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. 8.6 Superintendent's Report.
Just a FYI, they did delay the solar application date to January 10th, so the applications are not open until the 10th. So that was something that changed. We had a Spanish immersion meeting today with CISO. I talked a little bit about that with you in the past. I think it was a great meeting. And I think that this is definitely something that we can look forward to doing in the fall of this year. What that looks like, we're in the building stages, but I think between working with them and working with SiteLogic, there's going to be a survey at some point, but talk to them about working together with survey information. So definitely excited about the possibilities that will come with that. And as Shane mentioned, Representative Quam will be here for principal for a day tomorrow. And then just a reminder study session on the 31st. And that will be with SiteLogic and with Gary Kufal. Just talking about superintendent succession planning.
So how many other schools is he doing that kind of a thing?
I don't know.
Quam, tomorrow he'll be here in the morning and afternoon at Casson. It didn't look like Hayfield jumped in on it. But I think there's about 190 different schools that are going to have a state representative inside of them tomorrow. Now with that being said, who knows what the weather does.
Right. Just
Is
if you were doing, Mr. Quam was a former board member at Byron, and he also was on the Z board. Just what it's worth.
Any other questions for me? All right,
8.7, any other?
Go back, go.
Scratch that.
If I might, I didn't, the delegate assembly, they brought up, they're doing surveys, they're looking to do it different. They're having trouble getting people to fill the positions. And this or that, the one thought was to have it in line with the leadership conference. But then, I don't know, it gets in, there's other issues with that too. But anyway, they're looking for ideas, I guess, or trying, and it may go back to the way it is, but they saved a lot of money when it was virtual. But
Yeah.
the group didn't like the virtual stuff. They liked getting together, but so I don't know what's gonna come of that, but there may be a survey coming out for everybody. And maybe it's gonna come out at the conference. I don't know if anybody's going, but. Yeah. Anyway, that was just something that's coming down the road. And they got a Capitol Day, yeah, day at the Capitol. They're promoting getting more involved in. Well, with your legislators. Advocacy, yeah, whatever. But anyway. That was it, sorry.
Anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Motion by Dwayne, second by Jim. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Think we're gonna grab a- we should